to Nice in a copter, which I'm sure is probably such a luxe ride. Like just
because you already know, like the French Riviera.
Being there is just like
it's giving pinkies up or don't come.
It's giving to give you champagne as soon as you walk on the copter. It's a nice cheese plate with like the best French cheeses.
Yes,
I just feel like it's an experience. I don't know.
Uber copter.
Yeah, we gotta try that. Like just the region alone kind of sets it up where it's like, yeah, call the copter.
Yep. Call a copter. Love
call
that.
Call the Uber and it's a copter.
It's a
like
copter.
Call the Uber.
Love that. But yes, Cannes to Nice, Nice back to Cannes via a helicopter in the French Riviera. Sign me up.
Yes.
Sign me up.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel
Fly Sexy.
I'm your co-host Natasha Terrell, owner of Travel Goddess International.
And I'm your co-host Sincerely Jasmine, founder of Boss Babes of Brunch.
Period. Before we jump into this episode, before we started recording, Jasmine and I were talking about all these different hand motions that are now a part of life. So this, we be mobbing. Is that what it is?
And the cut with my twin, we be vibing.
Do y'all do that? Is that like
what does that mean?
What does it mean? Because back then, this meant loser. Ashley
like
A, Ashley B, like recess loser. Now
like
it's
square.
a vibe. Not sure. So there's that. Then we also said Gen Z
and they like
if you're listening, we're showing
the phone
you
in front of the face thing. That's another thing they do, like the picture where it's like phone in front of the face.
But the funnier part was millennials. It's the us. Because we...
And probably y'all.
Right. We are still to this day peace sign in every photo.
Like 30 doing this is crazy.
Just peace sign. And
like what?
No, for me, when I throw up the peace sign, it typically means I'm done. Like
wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Like I've already given you a few poses. We good. The peace sign means, okay, I'm over this, but I'm going to still pose. I don't understand.
That's a good indicator.
If you ever see me hit this, it's usually after 5 or 6.
I think that's my last. Yeah, that's usually my last pose too. Like, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Maybe that's what we be doing.
So I think that's very millennial of us. It's like, we're not going to be rude about it, but last one.
Last one, get it.
Oh, man. So we just wanted to throw that out there because that was fun, and we were having fun talking about it, and now hopefully you will too. But today's episode is 8 unique Uber rides.
Yes.
That you can take around the globe.
Very unique.
I know, right? You guys are like, oh, that's different. But yeah. I think it's going to be a fun time.
Exactly.
It's going to be a fun ride. No pun intended.
Literally.
Because the reality of it is Uber is located in 400 plus cities around the globe.
Yes.
Like in many cases, when you are traveling, you can get an Uber.
Yep. No matter where you are.
So many unique options that will elevate your Uber experience that we're going to talk about today. So that way, when you go to these destinations, you can keep a lookout.
Yes.
But of course, before we jump into all of that, a little bit of goddess smell. From our inbox to yours, what's going on in the world of travel, Jazz?
Yes. So this week I saw a clip that kind of went viral on one of like the Black travel pages. But I think it's an important subject to touch base on. I tell all my colleagues when we're traveling to download this app. And I made a comment on the post and a lot of people agree. So ultimately it is the mobile passport control app. Let us know if you know what it is before we get into it. So basically this is a way to get through customs quicker.
Yeah.
So when you come into the country, you will see that you have global entry. Then you have a thing that says NPC. And then you have your just general customs line. So obviously, y'all know we swear by global entry. So pre-check global entry, get me in, get me out. That's my preference. But when a lot of my colleagues don't have global entry or, they're still waiting to get their global entry, NPC will always get me through before I got my global entry. So basically, it's an app where you're able to go through the customs experience prior to getting to there. So you can take your photo, put in all your flight information, and kind of have that ticket to check out. And they'll scan that on your way out. ultimately, it comes in handy with those custom lines.
Because the lines is long.
Because we know that getting back into the country and getting to other countries can be
a hassle.
Especially in the heavy travel seasons. So we're still, in the summer, and it's still a busy season of travel. A lot of people are traveling with their family, a lot more bodies on these planes and in these custom areas. So definitely suggest using the 𝗓𝒐𝒂𝒃 app because it's going to save so much time. Sometimes the 𝗓𝒐𝒂 line be shorter than the global entry line, and I'd be like, and I'll literally go back. I still have the app on my phone, so I'll be like, oh, I'll go there. Whichever is the fastest.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. Not too often, but I've seen it depending on the airport. Mostly Miami and Atlanta.
Those super busy airports.
Exactly.
It'd be like whichever is cleared, pre-check, whoever can get me through.
Yeah, absolutely. But the 𝗓𝒐𝒂𝒃 app is 100% a game changer, and even more so, having the identified line in the airport is the huge thing.
That's the one.
Yes. And so before I got global entry, I downloaded this app, and funny enough, I mean, it's been around when I think I downloaded it in 2017. It's been around for a while, and I love that it's now, people are up on game, essentially, and they're like, okay, cool. But it's crazy enough that even though the free game is out here, there's still so many people who will stand in that regular line.
That's fine.
Stay there.
Go over there.
Exactly.
This for y'all.
But when even with my destination wedding, we had a group chat for the wedding.
You tell everyone.
I text everybody and said,
exactly,
you need to download this app.
Yep.
It's not even a question. It's not even an option.
Yeah.
Put it on your phone before we even leave Antigua.
Yep.
So when we get there, you do what you do. Granted, that was fine in the JFK, and the line was definitely the global entry line was a better bet. But
really,
oh, absolutely. So I mean, Kyrie and I breezed right through, and passport line was still shorter
than customs,
than the regular customs. So it's still a benefit. Now, what I will say is, I recently just returned through Chicago O'Hare.
Yeah, that looked crazy.
We might have to link it in the show notes because
that looked crazy. That's the reason I actually like.
Yeah. If you do nothing else, definitely have this app in the interim of the most important thing, which is applying for global entry. Because what?
Yeah, that was crazy.
But I agree with you.
What day was that?
That was a Tuesday.
Interesting.
Yeah, just a Tuesday afternoon in Chicago O'Hare.
Interesting.
It was the craziest thing I ever seen in my life.
Crazy. But yeah, get
the
the
line was
𝗓𝒐𝒂𝒃.
clearly 2 hours minimum.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And if you had an app, it might be 20 minutes, maybe 10.
In most cases, that wasn't the day. But in most cases, yes. So the mobile passport control app, 𝗓𝒐𝒂𝒃, amazing benefit. And it's free. That's the other thing.
Yes, exactly.
Free.
It's a free app.
Free app, no extra things other than enter your information, and as Jasmine mentioned, details of your flight, and go through it expedited.
Yep, and you do it literally as soon as your flight lands and you get that service. It'll ask for a photo of you. So as you're making your way, walking the customs, you already have the information while you're deplaning. Yeah. And as soon as you get in the line, it'll give you a barcode. They scan all that information. And
you're out of there.
Yep.
Don't say we ain't never tell you nothing.
Come on now.
With that said, let's get into our topic for today because I'm super excited.
Yeah, Uber types.
Let's go. I mean, I'll tell you guys later because me and Uber, but I think
you be beefing with Uber.
I still think that this is amazing. So, the different Uber types all around the globe.
It's your girls of 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒃.
Before we jump into today's episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram and TikTok at 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃.
And of course, if you have a product or service that you'd like to see featured on an upcoming episode of 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃, shoot us an email at info@𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒂𝒃.com.
Now let's get back into the episode.
First one, Uber Moto. So in Vietnam and in India, if you've ever been to either country, I've been to India, not Vietnam, travel by moped
is a thing.
It's a huge thing. Granted, yes, they do still have cars, but the traffic with the cars, baby, if you got a moped, you in business. So Uber Moto allows you to be transported in India and in Vietnam via moped. And again, it's a much faster way to get around crowded streets because similar to a motorcycle. You know, a moped is a smaller mode of transportation, so it can maneuver through bob and weave accordingly versus those cars. And the other thing in these two specific destinations, the way they drive is insane. It is like, oh my gosh, every other minute I feel like it's going to be an accident.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They're used to it, but
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, they know how to do this, so let them do it.
Costa Rica is another place where I'm just like, why are y'all driving like this?
Yes, like some places you don't need to be
like in the car,
in
like, okay.
any car on your own. You need to let the professionals
put your seatbelt on.
Yes, okay. and yeah, so I mean, especially in India, like mopeds is a huge thing, and like they'll pack families onto these things. Yeah, which I'm now like, maybe they were on an Uber Moto.
Come pick us up.
Child has seen families of 5 on the back of a moped going through the streets of India.
That's crazy.
But and I also should preface by saying, you won't see these different types unless you're within proximity of these destinations.
Absolutely.
So if you're chilling on your couch in Philly and you're trying to look up Uber in India, it's not going to show you because it's based on where you are. Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Probably Google it, but you're not going to get the in-app experience.
Exactly.
To, like, be able to.
Exactly.
And I think you can probably notice that even when you travel domestically with certain options that pop up when you're in certain areas on your app. So our next one is 𝗓𝒄𝒃, which is very interesting.
Yes.
So basically you can transport ski and snowboard gear up and down the mountain. So Uber will come and assist you with getting your equipment to do your sledding, skiing, any of those things. This is exclusive to Chile, but also in Colorado.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Duh. Ski capital.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, even regionally, like you'll go to places that are near and you'll see like, oh, this new option that might not be there in your hometown because of the demographic of that area. So Colorado, you know, the mountains, they skiing, so they have that option. Get you up that mountain, come bring you back down.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Kind of one of my favorite traveling pastimes is to open the Uber app and see what extra benefit is there, because 9 times out of 10, they got a little sauce. And I like that. That's fun.
It's always some little different option.
Yes. Next up on the list, my personal favorite, Uber Boat.
Come on, boat.
Okay, because y'all know I love me a good boat.
This is so decent.
So Uber Boat allows you speed boats for straight trips to, what is it, 𝗏𝒂𝒃, which is in Istanbul. And that's the area that separates the European Turkey side from the Asia Turkey side. So this Uber Boat experience is basically kind of like a day trip to this area. And it's a speedboat, it's nonstop, and it gets you there. So
such a specific area. I would love that to be more expanded.
Yes, yes.
Uber boat us in Miami.
Okay.
Come on.
But you know, people will abuse that because they would just be trying to take free, like a low budget boat ride in Miami instead of just renting the boat.
Bring Uber boat a little closer.
Some stuff you just gotta leave where it needs to be, because
leave it where it's at.
We know how to mess up a good thing. That's one thing Americans know how to do.
Okay. Even Uber is the same, but that's
listen. So Uber Boat is available when you are in Istanbul and would like to go to the border that separates the European Turkey side from the Asia Turkey side. And if you didn't know, yes, Turkey is one country, but it has 2 borders. So that was cool. Uber Boat.
So next we have one of my favorite, Uber Copper. So I know that they tried this in a few different like metro areas.
Yeah, and they tried it in New York.
I don't think it did like the best.
Yeah.
I wonder if the option still comes up though.
I don't know. When you go to New York.
Yeah, I'll have to check. But ultimately this option is specific to the French Riviera of France. So you can basically get from Cannes to, is it Nice?
Yeah.
Cannes to Nice in a copter, which I'm sure is probably such a luxe ride. Like just
because you already know, like the French Riviera
being there is just like
it's giving pinkies up or don't come.
It's giving to give you champagne as soon as you walk on the copter. It's a nice cheese plate with like the best French cheeses.
Yes,
I just feel like it's an experience. I don't know.
𝗓𝒐𝒻𝒂𝒃𝒄𝒄.
Yeah, we gotta try that. Like, just the region alone kind of sets it up where it's like, yeah, call the copter.
Yep. Call a copter. Love
call
that.
Call the Uber and it's a copter.
It's a copter.
Call the Uber.
Love that. But yes, Cairns to Nice, Nice back to Cairns via a helicopter in the French Riviera. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Next on the list is 𝗬𝒑𝒏𝒄𝒄. So 𝗬𝒑𝒏𝒄𝒄 provides drivers with equipped bike racks to transport you and your bicycle to your destination. So this is available specifically in Amsterdam, which we know is a very bike-friendly city.
Bikes everywhere.
Everywhere. It's almost like the main mode of transportation.
Seriously.
And also in Brazil.
Interesting.
Which I thought was interesting. But I guess, I still haven't been to Brazil to know that they bike around there like that.
Yeah, that's what obviously we've just probably seen like more of the touristy things. I'm like, I don't think bikes when I think Brazil, but
Me either. But
definitely Amsterdam. I think bikes when just think so many bikes in Amsterdam. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So 𝗬𝒑𝒏𝒄𝒄 when you're traveling in Amsterdam. If you're traveling with a bike, because let's be honest, are you really traveling with a bike?
In Amsterdam, probably.
I mean, you're probably living in Amsterdam. You have a bike, but granted, you can rent bikes.
Yeah.
So I know me, if I decide to rent a bike and I do the first trail going to it, I'm not trying to come back.
Come pick
me up. Yes. So in that case, 𝗬𝒑𝒏𝒄𝒄 me.
Yeah. or take me to the trail. I'll bike there and then come pick me back up. Sounds about right.
Yes. What we got next?
Next is 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄, which we actually do have here.
Yeah.
So this is designed obviously specifically for people who are traveling with their pet. It's usually some types of restrictions. They'll tell you like certain sizes, or you can kind of select an option if you do have a certain size dog or whatever. But this one is also exclusive to Mexico. So I know Mexico is such a animal-friendly place.
Yeah.
Even with a lot of people who move from the U.S. to go to Mexico for a certain amount of time, they take their animals, they take their dogs, they take their cats. So it totally makes sense that the cats and dogs are riding around in Mexico, just vibing. I can see that.
I'm just picturing it, and I'm like, no.
Like everybody just waiting for their Uber with their dog, and it's just normal. You just get in the car with the dog.
No, I will say, I looked it up as well, and they do have, the drivers have specific add-ons and interiors that they have to have in their vehicles that, with hyperallergenic and all those different things that go along with the fact that pets are inside the car. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄. But I also hope that if you're an 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄 driver, you're only an 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄 driver.
Yes, I was just thinking that. I'm like, I would hope that if you're a 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄, it's specific to that, because everybody don't smell like a dog just got out their Uber.
Honestly, the 𝗬𝒑𝒄𝒄 drivers, bless your hearts, because that's a lot.
I done traveled with Luke in an Uber a couple times, so.
But see, Luke is well behaved.
It's the big dog, like a Labrador in the back of your.
They're rambunctious, or if they don't know you, they're immediately on 10. That's a lot. But nevertheless, it's available.
It's an option.
It's an option. Next up is Uber Green.
Yes.
So for our environmentally friendly folks, Uber Green uses environmentally friendly electric and hybrid vehicles.
Yep.
To get you from A to B. This is available specifically, but not limited to Paris, France, as well as Porto and Lisbon, Portugal. So, I mean, this is probably going to sound terrible, but I don't really care to be in electric and or
hybrid cars.
I feel like they go slower. I don't know, but
I don't know much about cars, so I'll be like, I don't care, just get me there.
But I will say, when I was recently in Jordan, and we were calling Ubers, a lot of them were Teslas.
Yeah, it's a lot more Teslas. I think, I don't know, I can't assume, but seems like Tesla and Uber has some type of thing going on.
Yeah, and I also think that Tesla has now, reduced the price
Oh
of
yeah,
their
yeah.
vehicles
But
a
I
little
think
bit.
for like Uber drivers who like lease from Uber, it's like Teslas are an option for them. I think Uber has a good inventory of Teslas, to where because it's been a lot more on the road.
Okay, that
there's like
makes
no
sense.
reason I should be getting picked up in a Tesla once a week. Like it happens very more common than not. But I will say when I was in Paris, it seemed like Uber Green was like the standard. So it would automatically like use that first. Like, where here Uber X will pop up first or whatever. So I think they just naturally are more environmental friendly to where they try to guide you into that. But you can have the option to just call a regular Uber. Yeah. But I did notice that when I was calling them, I think that was the first option that came up.
Yeah, it's really just the United States that don't really care about air pollution.
Yeah. I'm like, they're pushing it. Like, they make sure that's the first thing you see.
But apparently, California is supposed to be going all electric by some date, like coming, I think by 2030 or something.
Interesting.
If you are on the road with a gas car.
You're going to take a ticket?
Yes. California always doing the most. I don't know, but yeah, I guess. That's the
salad and electric car capital.
Salads
they love
and electric
salads.
Cars.
They love salads and smoothies so bad.
In California.
I really have no desire to be there.
Oh my gosh.
I do want to go to LA now because like the West Coast looks super lit this year after Kendrick.
Great.
Lit the city up. Lit the America up. Okay, on to our next option. Uber Lux, which is like very much up our alley.
Right.
So basically these it's more than just like a Uber XL. These are ultra Lux cars. So you have to have a certain type of car to even drive under this category. So like Mercedes Benz, those, the high end cars. And this is, and all of the drivers are trained drivers. So they are like this is like a driver. This isn't like exactly. This isn't just like calling an Uber. This is like having a chauffeur.
Exactly. Precisely.
So this is available in Rome, London, and in LA, which I was just kind of like talking shit. But I will go to LA to use Uber Lux.
To use Uber Lux. Great. I was actually having this conversation a few days ago with my friend Amber because she lives in LA, but she's from Philadelphia. And she always talks about like, it's okay. Like, she's like, it's cute.
Yeah.
But
I think you gotta have gotta be passionate to like a reason that puts you there.
Exactly.
Like if you have a passion or something that aligns with California, I think it makes sense. But overall, it's just not for me.
Me either. Yeah. See, this is why Jasmine and I work. We think very similarly. No shade to those that, pick up and move their life to the West Coast.
I love that for y'all, and I will come visit.
Great. I might, maybe. No problem.
That's like the only times I've been to California because I knew people there and I went to see them.
It's okay. Bonus.
Yes.
Specialty, because I told y'all, I really like to look at Uber experiences when I touch down to see what's what. So even if you're in a U.S. city, I know we didn't mention them other than L.A., but like there are Uber experiences that pop up all the time. They're listed as Uber experiences. And these are specialty things that'll pop up just for occasions. So examples would be the Uber Champagne that's currently happening exclusively during the Paris Olympics.
Yep.
And it's happening in Paris. So if you are anywhere else, you're not going to see it pop up. But that's basically a day trip to Champagne, France for up to 4 people for $200. And it stops at 3 different champagne, what do you call houses?
So decent.
I'm like, yes. Like,
I love that.
I know. And it's specifically to capitalize on the fact that people are in Paris for the Olympics.
Absolutely.
Like, duh. And then you also, I've seen this past New Year's Eve, there was Uber NYE, which stands for New Year's Eve. And that was like an Uber experience where they pick you up with champagne, take you to your destination, so you kind of get a little pregame little situation, and also being safe so that you're not drinking and driving on New Year's Eve night. So there are all types of different occasion style things that will pop up every now and again on Uber. So certainly, if you're, an Uber person, just open the app every now and again, and you may be surprised. But to that point, Uber it's crazy because it literally is available in so many
places. Absolutely. And I think a lot of travelers question that, is Uber going to be available? Obviously, you can look into it prior to getting in destination, but I think we can confidently say that Uber is available in a lot of destinations.
I was surprised when I saw it in Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I literally was surprised.
Yeah.
Uber's here?
Is everywhere.
And then they were all nice.
And
it was inexpensive. That's another thing.
That's the best part about traveling with Uber, because obviously here in America it's become such a main mode of transportation where it's becoming that in other places as well. But I think the pricing is just so bad with Uber now. It just doesn't even make sense. Like if you're calling Uber by yourself, you're like, I just won't go. But you go to other places, like especially if you're solo traveling, Uber can be so affordable. Yes. Where it's like $5, $3,
literally
$4 to get around places like those. Bring back old Uber prices. Come
prices. On.
I miss them.
Yeah, but I will say proud of Uber.
Yes.
In their expansion and everything that they're doing to make travel easy. Because like you said, it's one less thing to worry about when you're in destination of how you're going to
pull
get
out
around.
An app. Exactly. You don't have to worry about asking someone to call a ride for you or finding a contact or being able to communicate with someone because of a language barrier. You literally know how to use your Uber app.
Yes, but definitely still have your Google Translate
on deck.
Always. You might get in the car and they don't speak a lick of English.
That's another thing. Uber has that in the app too, where you can communicate and it'll tell you this person speaks Spanish, this person speaks blah, blah, blah. So it's a lot of helpful information inside of the app too. So Uber just makes travel easy. Come on.
Okay, Uber. If you want to sponsor us, we be outside.
Okay. Especially me, because y'all know I don't got no license.
Oh my gosh. Still, Jazz.
Uber everywhere, literally.
Child, Lord. Favorite specialty Uber experience, either on this list or that you know about?
I would say 𝗓𝗏𝒄𝒄𝒄.
I knew it.
Yeah, and when they brought it to New York, I thought that was so dope. Like I was like, I would love to try that, but why would I need a helicopter?
Because why not?
But like how dope, and I also would love to know how it operates. Like where do you go? Like how does this work? Like do they pick you up and then take you to where the helicopter will be picking you up? Like I'm just curious of what that experience looks like.
Yeah, because I really didn't see much content.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't just pick me up in front of the house.
No.
So where do I meet you?
Not with a copter. I
would love that.
Blow everywhere. Like, girl, what? For me, y'all already know that Uber champagne. I was ready to book a flight to get there. I did some content on it. I was like, y'all need to know about this. If you're going to Paris, you need to take this day trip to Champagne, France. And again, $200 for 4 people.
That's nothing.
Nothing. And that includes your round trip transportation and 3 Champagne house visits.
Is that per person or?
No, that was the whole ride was $200. Wow. It was a steal. Yeah. Like, I love experiences, and those are the types of things that just elevate your travel by way of just going into an app.
Exactly. And then you go to dinner and you do whatever you need to do. And then so cute.
So that's $50 per person for the 4 of you, you and your friends.
Yes, I'll make.
For a whole day experience and round trip transportation. And it was a Tesla. And it was luxury.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they snapped with that. That was an experience.
I'm mad I missed
Bring that somewhere close to me.
Please. I know we don't got no champagne houses.
I don't feel like going to Paris just to get Uber champagne. Bring it closer.
But I will.
But it will. Yeah, if you are extending it beyond the Olympics, we will come.
I will come. We'll travel for champagne.
Yes. spend like $1,000 to get this $50 experience.
Girl math.
Like, it was $50. Like, yeah, but you had to get there. And it's like, don't talk about that.
Exactly. But if you are interested in getting there to experience it, then you already know we got you.
Period.
Or if you didn't know, but now you know today, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can assist with bringing your next vacation experience to life.
Yes, so whether you want to go to any of these destinations to use these Uber modes or anywhere, we got you covered. Visit travelgoddessintl.com and submit your consultation, browse the travel deals, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do, let's make it happen, all right? With that said, it's time for the travel deal of the week. All right, travel deal of the week, Jazz. 5 days and 4 nights in Belize. I know. It's kind of right up your alley, Jasmine. I know you've been wanting to get to Belize.
I'm like, hold on.
Hold up. Okay, hold up. All right. Early October with round-trip flights via Delta Airlines from BWI, which is Baltimore, Maryland.
Around the corner.
Around the corner from us Philadelphians. And staying at 4-star hotel accommodations, the Mahogany Bay Resort and Beach Club.
Yes.
Which I personally stayed and absolutely loved.
Gorgeous property.
All of that, 5 days, 4 nights, round trip Delta flights, 4-star resort, $650 per person.
So it seems like we're going to Belize.
Like what?
I looked at it. That's what I got from it. I don't know. What'd you get? Ricky looked like he ready to go. It sound like we going to Belize. I don't know. That's what it sound like.
$1,300 two people for a whole trip to Belize?
Because I'm going.
So y'all coming because I'm going.
That's actually insane. Even though Delta, kind of on ice right now. However, for $650, baby, I'll take whatever I need to figure out. We'll figure it out. Add that insurance, put it on a credit card.
Exactly.
And we gonna make it work.
Yeah, because that's crazy. And in this resort, I absolutely love. You can go back in my Belize highlight to see it. It's beautiful. It's modern. They have great restaurants on site. And then they have the most amazing beach club experience where you take, they have a dock at the resort. You take their ferry over. It's probably about a 7-minute, not ferry, but like speedboat. 7-minute speedboat ride over to their private beach where the beach club is. It's a thing. I love it. So like...
$650 is crazy.
$650 is out of control. Like, as someone who has traveled to Belize, you probably won't see this again. So you should do it now.
That's really good. Wow.
Now, you already know this is an exclusive travel deal.
Come on.
Now, because
you already
now...
know. That not... Give me the $9.
Go ahead and spend the $9 because for the $9 a month, you're going to get yourself a premium membership and access to this insane travel deal.
Yeah, that's so good.
What? Yeah, so y'all already know. Click the link in the show notes and do what you need to do.
I also just realized we be giving y'all premium deals, and y'all get all the details without even being premium members. So.
But it's like we give y'all
look at the exclusive. Look at the exclusive tea we be giving y'all.
That's true.
People don't even know.
That's true.
None of that's details that are not mentioned.
No, you got the BFF.
So I'm just realizing that.
You know, stick around with TFS. We do you a favor.
Right. Listen to these episodes. You start piecing some stuff together. Figuring it out.
Facts. Now, granted, I mean, the actual, when you go there, it's like 28, 30 travel deals. So this is one from the list. But it definitely helps if it's one you've been eyeing. You're like, all right.
And let you know that we is 5-star, 4-star.
We ain't playing around with y'all.
Come on.
And they do have brunch in Belize. So
I would like to go. I would like to see it.
It is time to get brunchy.
Yes. So y'all know, you can tell that I haven't been traveling this year because like if you listen to all of the episodes, they all have been local brunches. Okay, I need to get outside. I'm ashamed.
I mean, your birthday season is right around the corner. Yes. We already know how you do. So
updates to come.
It's coming. Yes.
So this week's brunch abroad is Warner's Diner and Pub. And it's in Baltimore. Okay. So I found them on Instagram. I told them I was going to shout them out. So y'all better post this. But I found them on Instagram because like my algorithm is all brunch, obviously. And they do $4.99 mimosas. Cute.
$4.99, like per remote. Okay.
I believe so. Okay. What got me was bottomless lemon drops. That's where they had me. I'm like, put the mimosas aside. Hold on. So
What?
it said bottomless lemon drops and $4.99 mimosas. And I'm like, scrape the mimosas. Let's talk about those lemon drops.
What?
And I commented and they said it's $18 bottomless lemon drops.
What?
And they have different flavors. And yeah, we're going soon because $18, I got $18 for bottomless lemon drops.
If y'all are listening, you cannot see how my jaw was hanging for the last 32 seconds because what?
Yeah, $18.
That's insane. Where they do that at?
Come on. And it looks like, I mean, I honestly can't lie to y'all, didn't look at the food.
Yo, Jasmine always come.
They caught me at the $18.
Talking about the drinks and no food.
Didn't look at the food. It said diner and pub or something like that. That's usually good food. So I'm assuming that they got some good American pub style dishes.
Well, I will say, because it's in Baltimore, I feel like you really can't
some good crab
miss,
dip.
Yeah.
You know, but the $18 mimosas, I will walk around and find food after. Like, I'll find food. It's fine.
For $18, bottomless lemon drops?
Yep. They had a mango lemon drop. I'll see y'all soon.
What?
And also, if y'all just want us to come and like further promote, we'll do that as well.
We definitely. And that's a fact.
Hit us up.
That is lit. Definitely got to go to Baltimore for some crab dip and some
lemon drops.
Lemon drops.
Sound like a plan.
Period. Last but not least, question of the day. Question of the day, Jasmine. With travel perks in mind, because let me preface.
Very
With
important.
travel perks in mind, which is your preferred rideshare app? Uber or Lyft? Key phrasing, with travel perks in mind.
Yeah, that is a very good disclaimer. I'm still going to go Uber. I'm still going to go Uber. I get good perks using my travel card with them to where my Uber One membership is usually credited. So that works out well. Not getting those immediate points like with Lyft, but I don't really fly Delta.
True.
So that's where I'm like, I could be accumulating points and I'm not really using them. Whereas with Uber, I can get Uber Cash, points within the app, points using, credit cards still with the app. And like you mentioned, those perks inside the app, there's always something going on, whether it's like a partnership with someone or 15% off or something like, so I think Uber has a little bit more options when it comes to the perks within the app.
It's fair enough. This is fair enough. Yeah. Well, this is a great time to tell y'all why my default answer is Lyft. Because, y'all, years ago, Uber played in my face, and we ain't never been the same.
Uber don't bang with you like that.
Uber dismissed me from their lives. So, the long story short, I'm in Philadelphia. Somebody's in San Francisco running it up on my Uber account.
California is not doing well in
this episode at all.
You guys, fight back,
please. They were running it up. I reached out to Uber. I said, clearly I'm in Philadelphia. I just used a ride. Here's all the information that you're asking me for to prove that I'm not trying to flim-flam you. I send them everything. They banned me from the app. This was in 2018, maybe. So I haven't been able to use Uber and any of its features for all of this time. And any of its features include everything under Uber. One, I can't order a dish from Uber Eats.
Dang.
I can't order anything. And I'm like, yo.
That's messed up.
And the worst part is, like, my app still works. So, like, I basically could get all the way up to the point of paying.
Yeah.
And then every time I try to pay,
it's an issue.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to utilize Uber, even though I'm still advocating for them, clearly, talking about their experiences, because I do
unlock her account, y'all.
Like, can somebody unlock my account?
It's okay.
I was not trying to flim-flam. I was one of the OG
I think
Uber
that
users.
I was about to say, I do think that was during a time where I feel like because Uber got to a point where they was like, listen, we not hearing those disputes and stuff.
Because
I do think when we, like the OGs, I think some people took advantage of like, oh, they'll give you your money back or they'll give you a credit.
You're right.
So I think people took advantage of like, oh, my food was this or my driver was this. And I think people was trying to get money. And like, it was a point where they were refunding things.
Without question.
Where they didn't really have a system in place. And it would be like, oh, well, here's 50% back or here's this or here's this. And then they just got to a point where they was like, we don't care what happened with your food.
Yeah, that's actually really true. That's a great point.
I think it was like during that transition where people was trying them and they was like, we want to believe you, but right now it's so much fraud going on. We can't trust anything.
Kick you off the app. Like,
that's messed up though. Like,
and never allow me back. Like, y'all could have gave me like an 18-month hiatus.
18 months is crazy. I literally swear by Uber.
6 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna circle back, see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully they'll hear this.
Because
unlock her account.
Clearly, I still stand. Yeah. I'm telling
Uber is
all
great.
These great things, and I'm advocating for your experiences, and I don't get to use none of them.
They got real serious and locked down.
And it's also annoying when I'm traveling because I'm always like, obviously, Lyft is not available.
Yeah,
it's just not. Love you down, Lyft. Perks are great, but Uber is that girl.
Yeah, worldwide.
And it's worldwide. So I'm traveling. I can't call Ubers. Luckily, if I'm with somebody, y'all call it. I'll send you the cash app. It just becomes too much. Yeah. I just want to call an Uber.
Right. So if you're solo traveling, you can't even Uber.
That's why I use a driver. Because what is my life?
That sucks.
Child.
Because I'm even thinking just like Europe. Like when your time in Europe, you can't even.
I know.
So you just had to catch taxis. Unlock her account.
It's ridiculous, and it's been so long.
We did this whole episode about y'all. She don't even got. Come on now.
And see, and that's the nice person in me. Like I'm like, even I was the nice person then because I wasn't stealing. Somebody was running up my car and account.
It wasn't me.
The person's name was like, them crazy names. So it's not me.
Not a scammer in Nigeria.
Listen, that's what it was giving. So come on now. My name is as regular as they come. Like, what is going on? But I digress. So my answer is Lyft. Because
by default.
That's all I got. Which do you choose or prefer, Uber or Lyft? Drop it in the comments. Let us know. Child, if you banned, tell us your ban story too.
How did you get banned?
How did you get banned, babe? Because apparently I can't be alone.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Use Lyft is what I have to do. Oh my goodness. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the episode on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at 𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒗𝒆𝒍. Like, comment, share, send it to your homegirls.
Period. And of course, if you have a product or a service that you would like to see featured on an upcoming episode of TFS, shoot us an email, info@𝗕𝗏𝒂𝒃𝒄.com.
Yes, and last but not least, leave those reviews. Your feedback is valuable. Let us know what we're doing that you like, what you don't like. Hopefully it's nothing. And if there's anything that you want to hear about specifically, we got you.
Absolutely. We definitely value the feedback and, of course, the content for episodes in the future. We want to make sure that we're giving it what you want and what you need.
Period.
I think that's our episode.
Yeah. Come on, Uber. Unlock her account.
I'm just a sad Uber pet out here.
Updates to come.
Definitely will update y'all. I'm gonna circle back with them once more again.
We'll send them this episode.
Yeah, and just say, look at me.
Right. I love you.
Because I do though. Until next time, guys. Bye.